Welcome to Monday's meditation, and I hope that you've had a good week and that you have had a little look at the various indications that I've written down online for the Remedy CENTAURY. CENTAURY is for those people who find it really difficult to say no. And if you've come along to do today's meditation, maybe that's a remedy that you identify with. So hopefully you're already sitting somewhere comfortable and just settle in to that space that you're sitting in. Maybe you're lying down and that's perfectly okay. I want you just to gently become aware of your breath, going in at the tip of your nose and breathing in and out, just noticing what your internal weather pattern's like today. Breathing in, you know you're breathing in, and breathing out, you know you're breathing out. But notice the rate and the rhythm and the depth of your breath. Not changing anything, you're just noticing. And as you notice, perhaps you notice that your heart is beating. Sometimes when we become very still and aware of ourselves, we can also feel our heartbeat, which may be an indication of a bit of anxiety around you, or just that you've been busy. So just allowing your breath to do its natural rhythm. Just noticing any thoughts that come in as you breathe in and breathe out. There's nowhere else to be, there's nothing else to do. Just using your breath, the focus of your breath, to gently let your thoughts fade into the background. And if your thoughts come back in, as soon as you become aware of that, just bring your attention back to your breath. Or at any point through this visualization meditation, you get distracted by a noise or a feeling or an emotion. When you become aware of that, just return your attention to my voice or your breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Maybe taking 2 or 3 deeper breaths now. Really filling up your lungs or your tummy, whichever way you breathe. The way you breathe is right for you at this time. We're not trying to change your breath in this meditation. You're just aware of it. You're just settling into it. Hopefully you're slowing it down as you relax and let your thoughts go. Maybe noticing your feet and where you have them placed. If they're not on the floor and you're not cross-legged, just be aware of your tailbone. Be aware of the pull of gravity on that to keep you anchored through the meditation. And I want you now in your mind's eye just to imagine that you're wandering down a street. Just noticing what kind of street it is, whether it's one you know or whether it's one that you don't know. Just wandering, noticing the time of day, noticing sounds, noticing if there's people, cars. Just being aware as you walk, noticing the ground beneath your feet, noticing if you've chosen the road or the pavement. Just wandering, walking. taking in whatever's in that street. And I want you to notice that there's some benches. Maybe the benches are outside of a store. Maybe there's a town square. Maybe the bench is in a really bizarre place. Maybe it's inside a store. Maybe it's inside a church. I want you just to be drawn to go and spend some time on that bench. And noticing how it feels when you sit down. Just allowing yourself to settle into the bench. Noticing your thoughts. Trying to just tell yourself the story if you can't actually see the street or feel the bench underneath you. Just be aware of it. And then beside you, I want you to notice that there's a notepad and a pencil. I invite you to pick it up because you might want to take some notes. Because coming along the street are some people who in the past you perhaps struggled with saying no to. Perhaps you agreed to do things you didn't really want to, but you didn't know how to say no. And so the people in your past that you struggled to say no to, they're just going to come along. And maybe they're still alive, or maybe they're people who have passed on. And without judgment of yourself or them, I just invite you to write down their name and that you're okay with who they are and whatever happened. In your own words. Just allow the people in your past to come by you. They may acknowledge you, they may not. Allow your higher self to just freely let these people come forward into your awareness so that you can understand that struggle that you had, but know that you don't have it any longer. So it's okay. I'm just going to leave you there just for a couple of minutes, choosing to write down the people's names. And if they don't come along and you remember a situation you couldn't say no, perhaps it was an event that you couldn't say no to helping out at. Just anything in your past that you would like to just make peace with, that you wished you'd said no or been able to say no. I'm just going to leave you there to write down those events, those names, those people, and just that it's okay. Just for 2 minutes. perhaps the flow of people have already stopped and you've stopped writing. Or maybe there's one last person or event that you want to take note of, that you want to see go by, that you want to tell yourself that's okay, it's okay. And just breathing in and breathing out and being on that bench. And on the other side, from where the notepad and pen were, I want you to notice that there's a little bunch of pink flowers, pink centauri flowers. I want you to pick them up. I want you to hold them. And I want you to feel their strength. Just breathing in and breathing out. Allowing the strength to say no whenever you need to say no. Feeling that strength coming from this little bunch of pink flowers. With the strength to help you say no when you want to. To help you choose to do what's right for you. And not to be at the beck and call of other people when you don't want to be. The strength for you to follow your path and be on your list, at the top of your list of people to look after. Just feel that strength. Feel these words infuse into each and every cell, knowing that you will still be the kind-hearted person that you've always been, but you will feel stronger in yourself. You will make your life easier before you make someone else's life easier, and not make yours more difficult at their ease. Understand that it's okay. These flowers, the energy of these flowers, have the strength for you to stand your ground, defending your opinions if you need to, but you don't have to. You don't have to give any explanation, just that you can't do something for someone at that time if it doesn't suit you or doesn't feel right. And these little pink flowers are going to come back with you into your room, wherever you are, because you're going to leave the bench now and you're going to wander back through that street, noticing if it's the same, if it's the same time of day, if it feels the same climate. Maybe things feel a little bit brighter or lighter. Maybe you feel a bit more optimistic or hopeful. But you're bringing the energy of this little pink flower, the centauri flower, with you. As you feel yourself in your own space, in your own chair, or on your bed, wherever you are, feel the energy and the strength of the centauri plant, the centauri energy. And you'll be able to remember that. So bringing your attention back now to your body, noticing all the contact points with whatever surface you're on. Wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers, wiggling your ears, and smiling. And just gently bringing your attention to your breath, going in and out at the tip of your nose. And I want you to take 3 deeper breaths than you have been, deeper breaths than normal. Each one reconnecting your breath and your body. Each one bringing you back to your own space. And when you've taken those breaths, just gently opening your eyes and looking around. And just gently with yourself re-entering your day, taking the energy of the Centauri flower with you as you go. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.